Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of The Business Direct, where we talk to entrepreneurs from HBCUs who are navigating entrepreneurship and all things Black excellence. Today we have Shay Carter joining us. She is the founder of Be Noble, a tax preparation service, and Munch Machines, a vending machine service that she runs with her daughter. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Welcome, Shay.
Hi, thank you for having me. This is amazing, by the way, what you guys are doing.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. We are just trying to highlight all of the amazing things that HBCU students are doing. So we are so glad that you're here today to share your story because we are here to serve the people.
I'm happy to be here.
So to get started, just tell me a little bit about how you started Be Noble and what that was like in that process.
So I have been doing accounting numbers and all that stuff since I was in high school. I was actually a teller. That was my first job that I've ever had. So I was a teller at like one of the local banks. So that kind of gave me my push to keep doing, numbers and all that stuff because I love trying to figure things out. So from there, I came to Savannah State where I met you guys, and I started all of that, getting my undergraduate degree and everything. But then as time went on, I kept getting, questions from like my friends, family, and all of that who are like, didn't know anything when it came down to taxes, didn't know, if they were getting enough money taken out or why they wouldn't receive, such refunds at the end of the year. So that kind of sprung me, wanting me to spring into action to where I can help the people because I've learned throughout all the classes and conferences and everything that I've attended and been part of that it's always generally, us who are the unknown. There's generational wealth that's being passed down, but it's typically not with our people. So I initially started it with doing, small business consulting. And with small business consulting, I was getting, a lot of my friends and family and people who knew me started with their LLCs because that's where a lot of people get their tax breaks from. There are some people who, have a 9 to 5, but they're doing a hobby, quote unquote, on the side, but they're getting paid for it. So why not use that to bring in some of the tax breaks and things that you could receive and not have to pay back so much money, to the government. So that's where it started. And so once I got their LLCs and everything created, one person was like, well, can you do my taxes? And I'm like, okay, technically taxes is not really, it didn't start off as being my thing. I dreaded taxes. I did mine and my family's, our tax returns, but it was not something that I enjoyed. But once I spoke with this individual and they were saying you're really good at it, you give a lot of information, you put little nuggets here and there that could be something you could look into. And so I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. So then I started Be Noble, which does tax services for individual and small businesses, and we also do business consultants and get their LLCs and everything established. And so the name Be Noble basically came from my daughter's name, who's Brooke. So that's where the letter B comes from. It's hyphenated for Noble, and that's my dad's last name. So, and it also means a mixture of two things: his last name as well as noble, as far as being noble when you're doing, people's credit or people's individuals returns and everything. You want to be noble, you want to be honest, you want to be transparent. So it's pretty much all those things kind of rolled into one. And so we're on our second year now, which is amazing because I really didn't like marketing as far as everything goes, trying to put myself out there, have my face be, everything for the business. So instead, I was, I had a talk with God and I was like, I struggle when it comes to the marketing piece, but there's always a way. He always finds a way. So this year I didn't do any, big marketing. It was always word of mouth. And so I brought in double the clients that I had from last year. So I'm blessed and our business is doing really, really well.
I love that. Even as a marketing major at Savannah State University, the illustrious university by the sea. Um, it can be, I still say this, word of mouth is still the best type of marketing that there is because you have advocates, people who believe in your business. They're telling their own stories and people buy from people. So hey, if you can push marketing off and still get the clients, I say keep doing it. Do what you love. And once you're ready, you can hire someone else to do that. And
And I am here for that. That's what I want to speak into existence. I can hire someone, maybe you, to do my marketing piece for me, while I handle all of the business aspects on the other end. So I'm here for it.
absolutely. Well, I love that story. I love everything about it.
Thank
How has your
you.
day been? As you have doubled your clients and you're scaling, what are some things that you've learned? And what are some things that you've learned from that you're able to implement better in year two?
I definitely learn. I'm usually a pretty much great organized person. Organization is something that I really did applaud myself for, but the numbers came or the clients came so fast and things started moving so quickly from prior to last year, is that this year I've learned that instead of just balancing or schedule, making sure I write out individuals whose tasks I'm going to do and when I'm going to do them, I needed to really map out my life as a whole, because I'm a mother. I have a 9 to 5 with corporate America, and I also do the Munch magnet as well as Be Noble. So there were a lot of things that were going on that I needed to make sure that I map out everything. So planning and preparing was one thing that I really did learn, as well as making sure I adapt a software that could help me, that adapt to a software that could help me as well. So things like QuickBooks, there's a planner that I have as well that's online. So all of those things, and they send me reminders of when I'm supposed to, get things done, because in my head at that moment, I can say, oh yeah, I know I need to do my leases, but 50 million things could go on after that. And then, something falls by the wayside, and that's not good customer service. So I want to make sure that I give great customer service. So I want to make sure that, I have everything all planned out. So this year I've learned that I need to reach out and not overwork myself as well. Instead of just telling someone, yes, I can do it, and I give you this time frame, I don't want to create that vision for them to say, okay, it's definitely that she's going to give it to me on this time frame. If I need to map it out before I just tell them what I can and cannot do.
No, I hear you. What I heard from that is scheduling is important, getting the right tools, and also making sure you're prioritizing your own rest in your life within all of that.
That
Because
is
we
very
are
true.
always more than our businesses, You you have a mother, you still have a corporate job, you have two businesses, you still have a social life, like you have family, and just throwing being a Black woman on top of that, like that's a whole job in and of itself. So what are a few things that you also do to practice self-care or to just unplug when you are taking that time off and you are prioritizing your rest?
One of the main things is getting my sleep. I know people love to say, you don't need sleep. Sleep is, no, I definitely had to realize that being up to 2 o'clock in the morning and then getting 1 to 2 hours of sleep and then trying to get up and do it again, you burn yourself out. You really do. Because if that becomes, an everyday thing, there's no way that you can focus on yourself. And you need to be mentally, ready and physically ready for that next day. So some of the things that I've started doing is I do meditation in the mornings at 5:30. So between 5:30 and 6, I'll do my meditation to just sit there, kind of reflect on something that I think that I may have done wrong or didn't go the way as planned. How can I better prepare, for today if I'm faced with that challenge? I make sure I go to the spa at least once a month. I make sure I get my, massage or my facials and stuff like that. But I love working out too. So working out is my time for me to just focus on myself with my music and just run or, doing weights or small things like that.
I love all of this. Like, girl, you are speaking my language. One, sleep. If I'm just off, I'm like, y'all, it's a bad day. I'm gonna go take a nap. And all my friends are like,
Yeah.
Marley, you don't take naps, you sleep. I
Yes.
was like, no, y'all, 3 to 5 hours is mandatory
And
nap.
that's a nap to me. And then I can really go to sleep. I can go to sleep later that day like nothing happened. But I didn't do all of those things until I started going to therapy. And, they give you the rundown initially and say, tell me about yourself. Well, I do this, this, and this. I've come from this, this, and this. And then it's like, well, what do you do for yourself? And then it was like, well, I make sure I'm fed. I make sure I, bathe every day. Like those are the essentials, you know, for yourself. And then it was like, well, what do you do for yourself mentally? And I'm like, huh. It didn't dawn on me that, you know, I was depriving myself of those things. So I can't say, listen, I'm gonna throw this nugget out there. Therapy is great for any and everybody. We are never too strong to go to therapy at all.
One time for the folks.
Everybody needs therapy. Everybody, especially the strong friends, definitely need therapy.
And there is nothing wrong with that. And I'm just so happy that our generation is embracing therapy, that we're talking about therapy, that we're not afraid to share that we're in therapy or be like, yo, my therapist told me this, you know, what did your therapist say? Or a life coach or whoever it is that you're talking to, but talk to somebody.
Please, because it's good to bounce those ideas off of someone that's going on, you know, in your head. Sometimes we're very hard on ourselves to where someone else may view it as you're doing great, you know. So that's always something great to have.
I love that. As an entrepreneur and a corporate 9-to-5er and a mom, when you get in an overly critical position of yourself, what are some things that you tell yourself to quiet that inner voice?
So my thing has always been, it sounds crazy, but going in my closet. So I go in the closet, close the door, I have my moment. And then after I come out of that closet, it's like, okay, you had your moment, your 10 minutes or what have you. Now it's time to, you know, get back to it and kind of kick butt. So in that moment, I give myself my affirmations is that, you know, I am, you know, I can fail and it's okay to fail. And even if you do fail, you know, you're great, you know, just small little affirmations that I can tell myself all the time to kind of pick my spirit up or lift my spirit up. I wrote on my bathroom wall, my bathroom mirror, I write some affirmations that, you know, I can read while brushing my teeth. Like there are just small little things that I have that if I have those random moments to where I am feeling overwhelmed or anything, there's always something. There's always, you know, a screensaver, for instance, on my phone that I can read over of a scripture or something that I found maybe on Instagram, you know, those little small little things that keep you going.
I love that. Like literally everyone should keep a dry erase marker in the bathroom to go ahead and write on that mirror. Like, girl, whatever it is, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm strong.
All of that. I found these little Crayola crayons that you can write on the bathroom mirrors.
Oh, I need to go look those up.
Yes, so they are I bought them from Amazon, but I know that they're in Target and Walmart as well. So if you ever get a chance to go over to, you know, where the arts and crafts and things are, you can definitely write them right on there and it will definitely come off. It doesn't leave any residue or anything like that. Just clean your mirror like you normally would. And when the week is over, erase and write to something else.
Oh, I like that. Like, you know, Black women love Target. So Target is on my to-do list sometimes.
Add that to your list. I always say when I go in Target, Target tells me what I want. I don't tell Target. Target will let me know what I want. I just know throughout the week, I got to go to Target once.
You know, like, okay, what is it before we walk in here? Like, I need you to know that.
Target, you can buy 5 things from Target and it's like $300, but I need these things, okay? But I need it. I know I need it.
I knew I wasn't alone. You know, I'd be trying to, you know.
Girl, I am here with you.
You have a coupon.
Don't let me scan my barcode on my phone for something. Oh, yes. I do. Yes. I will cartwheel it up, girl.
Love it. Well, also want to get into it. So how did you start Munch Magnets? Where did this come from? So Brick is already a part of the name of the business, and now she has her own business with mommy.
She does. Oh, so it started with her eating all the snacks in the house, to be honest. It was a COVID thing. To be quite honest, it was definitely a COVID thing. Like I was going to the grocery store so many times throughout the week that I wasn't even used to it because it was her being at home all day versus her being, you know, in school or whatever. So I was talking to someone, just, I don't know, I think of random ideas. And I'm like, what if I put a machine somewhere and all this money that I'm spending, you know, on these snacks, giving it to a free kid, I could, make some money back off of some of the snacks or whatever. So I started looking up online, researching everything, trying to figure out if this really was a thing, because initially I only knew about Coca-Cola and, PepsiCo, who were basically putting those machines everywhere. And so I just assumed, being uneducated on the business, that they pretty much were over all of the machines, but that wasn't so. So I found a vendor here in Atlanta, went and spoke to the vendor, and he was saying how, yes, he refurbishes the machines, and he was giving me, the breakdown of everything. He was had so much information to where I had another meeting with him just to get information on how the business works. And he had been doing it for over 30 something years. And he's saying, people, yeah, and it's been out there. That's the thing. It's been out there for forever. So I was able to sit down, write up my business proposal that I would say to, certain clients that were potential clients, as far as how I can help them, make sure that customer service was the number one driving force. And then after I did that, I came up with the name somehow, because I don't know, for whatever reason, Chick Magnet kept popping up in my head. I don't know where that came from. But then I was like, okay, maybe Munch Magnet. You have the munchies because you're working. It's going to bring you to the machine. So a magnet. And I don't know. That's how I came up. It was catchy. And so that's how I came up with it. Yeah. And it's been doing pretty well. We have two warehouses that we're in right now. And those warehouses work 24 hours. So we're pretty much filling up the machines once a week. And so it's very lucrative. And it's pretty much something that I don't have to monitor every day. You have something on your phone. There's an app on the phone that'll pretty much let you know how your sales are doing, when you need to go and stock up, and what you need to stock up on. So it's amazing. And Brooke enjoys it because she gets her, money out of the machine and everything. She likes to put things into the machine. So it just looks like she's just running her own little business. And that's something that she can take with her, or at least the entrepreneurial side of it, and maybe she wants to start something else. So that's pretty much her little business. I'm just pretty much the Uber driver when it comes to her packing up her stuff and taking her to the location.
I love that. And how old is Brooke, if you don't mind sharing that?
She's 6.
Wow, to be 6 and to have a business and learning how to run it and being excited, especially as a young Black girl. I love everything about this. So just shout out to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully in the future, teaching a few more moms and, babies
I
how
would
to
love
run this as
to.
well.
I definitely would love that, because I'm all for, the moms and trying to get themselves out there and do their own thing, and not so stuck on, that 9 to 5, having those, separate lines of income coming in.
Absolutely. So what is the next venture that you and Miss Brooke will be going on?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like 1 minute I'm doing maybe 1 or 2 things, and the next minute I'm doing 50 things. So it's like when an idea pops up, it's like, I wonder if this really is a thing. If not, I'm gonna make it a thing. So then I start, researching and everything. But we don't have anything in the pipeline right now. We're focusing on the businesses that we have, and it's tax season right now. So I'm pretty swamped with all of that. So that's all we have right now.
Gotcha. Well, I have one more thing for you, for anyone that's starting out in a business, and you kind of just dropped a few gems as I said, what's next, but what would be your starting point for anyone who is interested or has an idea and doesn't know where to begin? What advice would you give them?
First, I would want to say, don't think that your idea is a crazy idea, because 9 times out of 10, someone could be doing something similar, and you can put your own spin to it to make it uniquely yours. Second thing I would say is be mentally prepared. Don't give up. You may see others out here who are thriving in their businesses, and you may think, you're not good enough, or your business may not do as well. Don't compare yourself, because what God has for you is for you. Like how I mentioned me not being great in marketing. Initially, I was saying, I may not do as well because people don't know that I exist. People don't know that I'm out there. However, the clients that I had last year brought in more clients. I've even had friends and relatives who may not have done tax services with me. However, they have said, I have a friend who may need your help. So all about, word of mouth. And Google and the library. I know the library seems ancient, but Google and the library have been my best friend during this COVID time, because there are so many books about entrepreneurship that you can, check out instead of purchasing. There has been a lot of information that has been online. You can type in any kind of crazy question in Google and something will pop up that may lead you to another page or may lead you to, someone else who's been in the line with you. And don't be afraid to reach out to those that are in the line of business with you. Some people, may not want to assist, but all you need is one who's willing to give you all of the information, that you need. I've had people reach out to me and they may ask me something along the lines of, their credit, or may ask me something along the lines of their taxes, and they may not do business with me. However, don't be selfish. And people may not be selfish. They may reach out and let you know, hey, I may not have all the answers, but this is where I got my information from. So everyone is not holding on to information solely for themselves. There are people who are out there who are willing to help.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, before we wrap up, because we did not start here, but tell us a little bit about your alma mater, girls. Shout them out. Is there any people, any professors? What made you choose Savannah State? Like, let's just dive into that.
So yes, if you have not known already, I went to Savannah State University. I graduated in 2012. Whoop, whoop. I got out of there, girl. I did not honestly know a lot about HBCU, community service, all of that, to be honest with you, when I first started. I was speaking with my counselor at my school, and she actually attended Savannah State University. And so that's how it was one of those things where I didn't want to be close to home, but I didn't want to be too far away either. And we had been going to Savannah for, vacations and stuff like that or whatever while I was growing up. And so I'm like, okay, well, I know that's not too far away. There's a beach. If you can, any beach, I'm there. So it was like, okay, this is the best of both worlds. And so I decided, while I was in high school, that I wanted to do something along, finances and things like that, and accounting. So while I was there, there were individuals that I had connected with that are in SSC, Sisters Striving for Excellence. I'm going to throw that out there. So those individuals were part of, COBA and everything. So I went ahead and, COBA, yes, that really made me the person that I am today on the professional side. I can say that, because there were like Dress for Success days, ways to do interviews, how to upsell yourself, all of those things, even how to write a resume. Like, there were so many good things that I gathered from Savannah State and COBA. Dr. Brown.
Shout out to the B&B combo, yeah. Dr. Brown and
yes,
Bradford, bruh.
All of that, like Dr. Brown.
Without taking them back then, at least. I don't know about now, but
I don't know about now, but the old SSU, definitely you had to put in your work. There was no skating through at all. You had to put in your work. Even Dr. Gottschall, like, I enjoyed his class too. Yeah, so there were a lot of professors. Huh?
Oh, I said Dr. Smith.
Oh, yes. So there, and then it was Professor Wadley. That was her name. That was my first accounting teacher ever.
Sweetest.
Yes, she was the sweetest.
Baby.
Yeah, she was the sweetest. I really did enjoy her. That really gave me like the intro that I needed, and that professor that cared, because initially it was like I was kind of on the fence, like, is accounting really what I really want to do? And she, if she had to stay late to assist me, she did. She always responded to emails. Like, she was very helpful. So having those professors in my life really did mold me to where I am now, to not be afraid to bet on myself, and to always, put my best foot forward, regardless of what it is. If you fail, it's not a failure. It's something that, you learn how to not do, for the next time going around. But Savannah State and everything, Savannah State, down to the food, down to the friends. Mm-hmm. I have met a lot of people who are doing great things. And that's like over 10 years of a friendship. Like, you can't just get that from anywhere. And then it's people that look like me who are doing great things out there that will show people, kids. My daughter, for instance, it's not just mommy who can do, great things, but it's Miss Brittany, it's Miss Mylisa, anybody that she interacts with who knows, me on that level, and she sees that, they're great, and she can be great as well.
Gotcha. Well, if someone wants to reach out to learn more about tax preparation, or if they are just interested in speaking more to you about the vending machines, how can you be reached?
So I have my Instagram set up to where Be Noble and Associates LLC. That's on Instagram and as well as Facebook. However, if you want to reach out to me personally, my Facebook is Shanavia Carter. That's my full name. And then I have my personal Instagram, which a lot of people have reached out to me from college or back home, things like that. Is SO underscore, no, it's SOWAT underscore IM underscore Shay. So it's So What I'm Shay on Instagram.
Perfect. And we'll be sure to link all of that information also when we drop this. Is there anything else that you would love to share or just shout out before we wrap up? We're just so thankful for your time today and your energy and just all these great gems.
Thank you. No, I think we hit everything. I just want to circle back to bet on yourself. You can do it, whatever it is. No idea is crazy. And if you have it as a hobby, make money off of it and get the tax benefits of it, please. Have your business set up. And who knows, that thing could go years, from now and bring you in so much income or passive income. Who knows? But I will say, any individuals who are out there who would like any assistance as far as questions when it comes to your finances or W-2 forms, 1040 forms, whatever it may be, I offer free consulting because I didn't start this business to make money off of it. I started this business to help the masses of people who look like me. So feel free to reach out to me whenever. I will make myself available, and I enjoy everything. Thank you.
I better take her up on this offer. Go find her. I know some of y'all counting down the days like April 15th is around the corner.
I know. They changed it. So now we're May 15th. So you got a little bit more time to kind of get yourself together.
Knows her information.
Tax deadline changed to May.
Well, Shay, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Business Direct. We are just so proud of you and everything you're accomplishing. Please stay in touch. We cannot wait to just see you grow and support you as you move forward in life.
Thank you so much. We will be in touch with you all.
All right. We'll see y'all next time.